Okay, this is a follow-up from last week's. It's now February 25, 2026. Last week, on the last video I showed, this was all hot. I've not done anything. And you can see it's not reading anything. The black here is not reading anything either. So there's no power going in. However, this line right here, that old white one, was hotter than hot. And it was going into the neutral bar. This still reads. So this is a 10 gauge old insulation wire that's ready to fall apart. And that's feeding the box up here. And if you go up to the top, it's just terrifying. Again, another 10 gauge line with a 12 gauge jumper in white. So this at the top should be two separate poles feeding 220 into the box. Instead, you can see the other pole sitting right there, coiled up, and you see one pole into the box. Now, someone has altered the wires in the walls since the last video. And like I say, he's got drunks and drug addicts working on the wiring. So this is hot. Mind you, these will all read 120. There won't be any 220 because this is the other pole. But the box is a little bit safer. So I wanted to do this update just so this is the very definition of line loading. And it's because of this. You can see how heavy that line is in this. Now, this isn't connected. So right now, this is being, the whole apartment's being fed by one 10 gauge line. And the question is, what are they doing with the other pole? Because it's not servicing my apartment at all. So what's the other pole servicing? And as you can see, this will pull in more power, more electrons than what the wire's supplying it. This is the type of wire line that's supplying it, except it's in the basement. So let's go with the black because it would be a black. And you can see the difference in the gauge. Just look at how much thinner that is from that. And you have that feeding that in the basement. So you have something like this feeding that. This coming up into the apartment. And instead of 220 in the apartment, this is no longer part of it. It has not been apparently the whole time. Which would answer why I was getting so many weird readings. And that is part of it, to which you can clearly see it's attached. Just terrifying, because now there is no doubt that someone is